Hi, welcome back to Real Talk with Virginia Brandt. So, I did send a recent production assistant email we have three production assistants and a key PA that's going to be on set with us. And I have my production coordinator that was also on this call. And then I kind of just made like a video from it because I thought it'd just be, or I made an email with it and sent it to them. But I think that this video will be great. So I'm going to kind of go through my email, what I wrote, probably miss some notes, but I think this is something good. There are some production assistants that have never done production assisting. And there are some like key PAs that never done something either, so they don't know how to run a production. But I worked on a film as a unit production manager, and I was the production assistant. I did fire watch, I set up breakfast, I did things with the cooler, I set up the tents, I drove the production truck. Like literally, I was a production assistant even though I was a unit production manager. It's never under beneath anybody. The example that I give is basically like, so there's some production assistants that thinks it's below them. And crew that is on set that can't move and go to the bathroom. It's unfair to them. We in production can go to the bathroom, can have a snack, can have something to drink, basically whenever. People on set can't. So a lot of production assistants thinks it's beneath them to go out there and ask them if they want something to drink or, excuse me, if they want a snack, blah, blah, blah. So I said, look at it this way. Think about you having a family picnic, a friend and family picnic. 3 of your friends haven't seen each other in 8 months. And they're there, chatting up by the gate by your backyard. And they're talking, and 30 minutes pass by, and they haven't even walked in to say hi to anybody else. They haven't grabbed anything to drink. They didn't get something to eat. It's literally like you walking up and saying, hey, do you guys want something to drink? Want me to bring you a hot dog? You want a cooler? Want a beer? That's all it is. It's not beneath you. It's just asking if they need something, especially somebody that's stuck on set. So never think it's beneath you. So I talked about initial setup. So parking signs. We need parking signs for crew, for cast, for the trucks to unload, all types of parking signs. And you have to wear a safety vest. It doesn't matter where you're at, just get in the habit of wearing a safety vest. You could just be in a neighborhood and think, oh, no safety vest. Just wear a safety vest wherever you're at. So you're just in the habit and you're not thinking like, oh, this isn't dangerous. This is dangerous. Wear a safety vest, please. And then just place signs in the location as needed. Hopefully the unit production manager has went on the tech scout, and then from there has passed the notes down to the production coordinator, and you guys know where to put them. So bathroom supplies. Please always have toilet paper and paper towels anywhere that you're at, especially a house. Yes, we're paying for a location in their house. We're paying them. Be courteous. Just put in 6 rolls of toilet paper and 2 rolls of paper towel. It might be just 1 day you're in there. It might be 2 days you're in there, but just keep that filled. And then have soap in there, hand soap, and then have trash bags. So like a lot of people's in their homes, they have little waste baskets, and those fill up quick because people use a paper towel and they throw it down, and the paper towel is fluffy. I've been in the bathroom many times and I push it down with my foot and it flattens and there's more room in the trash can. I mean, I've even wiped my hands with a paper towel and I pushed it down. It's not beneath anybody else, but just try to have like a bigger trash can if you can. So then when you're in there cleaning, you have something to dump it into. Makes your life easier as a production assistant. The breakfast table and the crafty table. When you first get there to set up the table, like we are there normally an hour before call time. You're setting up like hot water for the tea. And then you have to have your sugar in your cups and your stirrers. And then please, if you have a percolator, just start the coffee 100% right now. I don't care if the coffee percolator is sitting on a chair. Get it percolating before the table's set up, because sometimes it takes 30 minutes for it to percolate, maybe sometimes longer because somebody has to run and get the water. They don't know where to get the water, so then they're scrambling, and it's like, oh my God, just grab water bottles if we have to make this happen. And make sure you have all the condiments. Make sure you have a non-dairy creamer, regular creamer, and sugar. Not the flavored and all that, doesn't matter as long as you just have coffee. I've been on set, cold coffee. I've been on set, no coffee. Whoopie-doo, whatever, I don't care. Make sure your cooler is full of ice. This is a big pet peeve of mine. I don't like it when the cooler at the end of the day is not dumped out, like the water is not dumped out with the leftover ice. I don't like it when the cooler is put on the production van after the water's dumped out all night in Florida, like anywhere that might be hot, Arizona, and everything gets hot. At the end of the day, put 2 bags of ice, full bags of ice in the cooler, not even open, overnight. It will sit there, keep everything cool. Next morning, you have ice, everything's cold. Maybe just open one up. Maybe keep that one that you didn't open in there, because that might be one at the end of the day that you can just probably take into your house, buy 2 more bags and put in the cooler, and the one that's in your house that's getting refrozen can be reused. Less money, yes, I'm talking like cheap stuff, but can definitely happen. I had an instance that I lived in a crew house with somebody. Something happened with ice that day. I don't remember where we're at. I remember why we didn't have that much ice. And then I was like, hey, let's make some ice cubes. And we looked in our Airbnb and we had 2 ice cube trays. I'm like, that's not going to do enough for this big cooler. I was like, holy crap. Ziploc bags are in the Airbnb. Took Ziploc bags, filled them with ice, closed them up, grabbed CVS bag, a Rite Aid bag, a Walmart bag, whatever type of grocery bag, and I put the Ziploc bag standing up, and then literally put them like on a plate, put them in the freezer. We did like 30. We had big freaking fat ice cubes the next morning. Smart. Using their Ziploc bags, using the water in the Airbnb, it worked. Totally worked like genius. And we had ice. And believe it or not, the next day, there was an ice issue. So I'm glad I made these ice cubes. That's just like other little things that I've done before in the past. So just make sure you have your cups and your bowls and your plates, rolled plasticware and napkins. I say rolled plasticware and napkins because sometimes forks are put down, spoons are put down, and you don't know if it's a fork or a spoon. People are touching it, put it in the back, just have it rolled. Yes, the napkin is flimsy and whatever, but it's still rolled, and you can just have additional napkins for people, and half the time people don't even use napkins. Sunscreen, bug spray, first aid kit, and hand sanitizer. Please always have that just on the crafty table, like somewhere. Sunscreen, they're like, oh, it's not sunny. You don't know if somebody has fair skin and shouldn't be in the sun. Just always have it. Always have that. Hand sanitizer, have your first aid kit, please. Let them know where the first aid kit is at. Bug spray. Daytime, there's bugs. I'm in Florida and I'm getting bit up and it's daytime. Bugs are anywhere. And your sunscreen. So stirring sticks, please have stirring sticks to stir the tea and the coffee, because you don't want to keep using spoons, which cost more. I've had it where there was no spoon, fork, butter knife, and I'm like, hey, does anybody have a spoon? The production assistant's running to the truck to get me some. I'm like, whatever, I just use my finger, not a big deal. I've even like sucked on my pin and put it down there, spun it, whatever. Just make sure you have all that. So place crafty that is prone to melt in plastic clear totes and in the cooler when not busy with a crew walking about. Another pet peeve. In Florida, for instance, we're in a park. Why do I walk up to Crafty and I'm like, what are these things? They're generic fruit snacks, but I didn't know what they were. And I'm grabbing them and it's like mushy. They turned into Kool-Aid. There were fruit snacks that melted in the sun. Doesn't even have to be in the sun. It could just be in the heat. Common sense, you guys, common sense. You have granola bars that have chocolate chips in them. You have fruit grain bars. You have things that just melt. You have chocolate that melts. Crafty is out. People are scrambling when they first get there. People scramble when maybe they have camera change to a different room and there's probably like 20 minutes downtime and they come running to Crafty when everybody's gone. Forget the person that walks to get the bathroom, 1-2 people that walk to the bathroom. Whatever. Tell them it's in the cooler if they're looking for a freaking candy bar. Put it in the cooler so it stays cool. If you don't have clear plastic little totes where all your Crafty can be, literally get a CVS bag, a Rite Aid bag, and just put the stuff in there. Keep the box that it came in. Even Ritz peanut butter crackers. Yes, they melt. The freaking peanut butter melts. Somebody might come up to the Crafty table and be like, oh my God, there's just chips here. Let them know ahead of time. Things that do melt in the sun, things that do melt in the heat are in the cooler. So you guys, we have a lot of Crafty, but we don't want it to spoil. So it's in the cooler. But again, when there is a shift change, camera change, when there's a break, take everything out of the cooler so it's literally on the table. That's a pet peeve of mine. set up one table, always like in the morning, just set up one table and 6 chairs. A lot of people, it's complimentary breakfast. They're grabbing their breakfast, they're taking off, they're talking, they're eating. Some people show up right on call time to eat, another pet peeve, whatever. But some people might just show up early. They might show up 20 minutes before the call time. Department head with 2-3 of their crew members and say, let's have bagels, eggs, bacon, whatever they're having, and let's sit here and talk for 20 minutes. Have one table and 6 chairs for complimentary breakfast. That's not really hard to put up. Ensure trash cans with bags are all set. So yes, please have a trash can. I've had a producer walk up before and trash cans weren't set up. And I'm like, where are these trash cans? The production assistants didn't pull the trash cans, are being pulled left and right. We had an hour to set this up. So I just grabbed a trash bag and I put it back in a folding chair and taped it on the back. He came and he was like, where's the trash? And he dropped his wrapper. And I said, on the back of that chair. So just come, set up the table, set up the cooler, the coffee and tea, have the breakfast out, have the crafty out, have where people can sit, have the bug spray, the sunscreen, the hand sanitizer, the first aid kit, and a trash bag out. Have all that out, because when everybody starts coming in on their call time, it's like cockroaches. You turn on a light and everyone's scattered. You should have everything done. You should have your parking signs done and out there, people know where to park, and breakfast should be where breakfast is at with the snacks and all that. Just have it done. First shot's up. So basically when the first shot goes up, after setup, just go and grab all the parking signs. Grab all the parking signs and pack them. Don't wait till lunchtime. Don't wait till the end of the day. If somebody's coming, if there's like background that's coming, they're not looking for a parking sign. There's no parking sign that says background park here. Normally they have a map and it's blocks down. It may be on the property. And you don't need a parking sign because you just tell all the cast and crew, holy crap, park by the auditorium of this school. We're in this huge school. One parking sign, leave it up. Not a big deal. But if you're scattered amongst a lot of places around the location where the trucks have to go to the loading dock and then the crew has to be to the front, yeah, the parking signs up. But first shot up, take them all down. So that just saves you time at the end. Offer water and snacks. I already talked about that. Check the bathroom. Please, honestly, check the bathroom for paper towel and toilet paper. Make sure it's stocked. Make sure it's clean and it's tidiness. So you have the morning, all breakfast, all coffee. Just check the bathroom after that, because you might have 20 people that had just used the bathroom before they went to film. Before lunch, just check it if you don't get it done in the morning. And definitely after lunch, check the bathroom to restock on everything. And then maybe an hour before you're wrapped out, check the bathroom again, so it's a lot easier when you do wrap out. And then lunch, set up tables and chairs, if outdoors, secure tents with sandbags. I've had PAs that didn't secure tents with sandbags, and then the wind just took the tent and it went into an intersection. Luckily, this intersection was just an intersection of the whole town, like a golf course, so it wasn't busy. But there went the tent. Me and a producer ran and grabbed it. Coffee, brew. Okay, so there's coffee. There's a lot of people that drink coffee throughout the whole day. I dislike, and I'm not a coffee drinker the whole day, but I dislike smelling burnt coffee, hot coffee. So in the morning, you're brewing a big batch. You don't know how many people drink coffee. Just take an account after lunch who does drink coffee. Then you're like, oh my gosh, there's only one person that consistently drinks coffee. Oh, there's 3 people that consistently drink coffee. Brew half a batch after lunch so it's fresh, just half a batch. If it's one person that brews coffee, do a quarter. But half, you can never go wrong with half. But just don't do full in the morning and full in the afternoon. And please just brew, because sometimes I've had production assistants, they would just brew the coffee in the morning. A lot of people didn't drink coffee and they just had that same coffee throughout the whole day. That's gross. Dump it out, especially for coffee drinkers, and brew like half so you're not wasting. End of the day, start packing items that are not in use 1-2 hours before the end of the day. Just if it's not being used, not being touched, use it. Nobody's going to sit down at a table in a chair. Pack it all up. You know, lunch is already over. Nobody's going to sit down and try to take a break. Pack it up. If there are crafty table, it's just one table. But if there's a table on somebody's patio, somebody's front yard, something in the back, even if there's a ledge. I've had a big, nice concrete ledge in this person's house that was double wide. And I just put all the crafty and all the drinks there. Like, this is our crafty, you guys take the table. And people came out, set at the table in front of this big concrete block. All the crafty, no difference. They're grabbing stuff for whatever their drive home, having something to drink, etc., etc. Trash, consistently walk through and collect trash throughout the day to minimize end of day cleanup. So here's another thing about trash. When you go out with your water and your snacks with the crew, when they have like a good break, just have the water up and say, water, anybody water? I'm funny. I'm like, peanuts, beer, hot dogs, like I'm at a baseball game, whatever. I'm below nobody's below anybody. Everybody sits on the toilet in the same way. I think when you do number 2, we're all equal. Walk around. Water. When you come back, guess what? That water bottle that they just had when you just passed it out an hour ago is empty. Where's the trash? Carry a mini trash bag, carry a big trash bag, carry something. So when you're out there again asking for water or snacks, also say, anybody have trash? Think about flight attendants. That's what they do constantly. They give us something to drink, they come back through and ask for trash, but then they come back through again and ask for trash. Constantly, every hour on the hour, somebody should be out there asking if anybody needs water, if anybody needs a snack. Somebody should be out there regardless asking if there's any trash. It's just simple common sense. There's times that you have downtime and you're doing nothing, but you better have made sure that the crew has water and they have snacks and the bathrooms are clean and there's not trash all over the yard or all over wherever you're at in location. I had an instance before. I'm just walking around talking to one of the producers, and regardless, if it's not a windy day, there's always wind. Napkin, goldfish, wrappers, Twizzler wrappers, mess. That's just messy. To me, that's just lazy. So I walked around talking to them in a big circle in front of this museum and just picked up trash and wrappers and stuck them in my pocket. Not a big deal again. Threw it out when I got back to wherever there's a trash bag. So by following this checklist, we can ensure a smooth and efficient day, keeping the production area well organized and catered to the crew's needs. So, production assistance, production. When you're taking everything out of the truck, make sure you're putting it back nicely, because that's you getting back into it tomorrow. Don't pack tents completely to the back if you're pulling out a tent right when you get there in the morning. So just honestly think of the things that are getting pulled out first and have them in the first of the truck. If things are still being used and things aren't being used and you're like, oh my gosh, that is still being used, so I can't pack this, put it right by the big back door of the truck. Put it right there, waiting until whatever is still being used needs to go to the back of the truck. Just simple little things like that. When you see snacks that are falling out of boxes and it's intermingled with Band-Aids, intermingled with pens and pencil, it's just a chaotic mess. That bag is just going to be a mess. Just be organized. Try to keep all the snacks together. Try to keep all the production supplies together. Try to keep all the chairs and everything together. Don't mix sunscreen and bug spray with snacks. A lot of it is just really common sense. Always ask. If you're done doing everything that has been needed for setup, you can walk up to the head department. G&E is always completely busy. Like, all the departments are very busy. Wardrobe can be really, really busy if they're bringing in their racks and all their wardrobe, even though, this kind of seems like an easy job. It's a lot of stuff. Ask, do you need me to bring something in? You can even just say, I can do one run for you. So let me go do a run with you, because I have to still go make sure that production's okay. It doesn't hurt to just ask other departments. Another pet peeve of mine is when other department heads grabs a PA and says, run a Starbucks for me and give me 7 coffees, because they're treating people. That's a big no-no. I've had it where I'm looking for a production assistant and I was told that blah, blah, blah sent them for a Starbucks run. Wow, that's ridiculous. Don't ever go on a run without whoever is your supervisor knows that you're leaving and it's okay. I don't care what position it is. If it's under the unit production manager, you get their permission before you can go. This incident was where I had a production assistant, 2 production assistants that had to block out the city and the sidewalk and put up the signs. One ran a Starbucks. So one was left behind to put up all the boards of letting us know that filming is in progress. I helped, but that was very irritating that they wanted to treat them for Starbucks and think it's super nice. You can DoorDash it, you can Uber Eats it, but do not use the crew to run and get your Starbucks. I've had producers and directors that love their Starbucks. It keeps them going. That's fine. Producers are who puts the money in our pocket. If they want red M&Ms, they get red M&Ms. If they want Red Bull, they get Red Bull. They're equal to us, but they should be taken care of, number one, because without them, we really won't have like our job. So if they need a run to Starbucks or whatever they need to run for, go to the unit production manager. She or he might go, you know what? Let me DoorDash it. Because by the time you even cross the traffic and get there, put the order in and come back, it's probably like an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm a DoorDasher to Uber Eats it, because the time wasted of you being gone and then your mileage with your gas is the same as the convenience fee or service fee for Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever. They'll be happy regardless how they get their Starbucks, whatever it is that they need. So just be very, very careful to not be ran by other people. There are times that production assistants do the walkies, the handing out of the walkies. And I've seen many production assistants that are just ran over. And I get it. I was in the Army. I had first lieutenants and second lieutenants when I was a private try to run me over. And I'm just like, wow, like, why are they disrespecting me this way? I went to my commander. My commander, the boss of everybody, and asked if this was right. And they're like, heck no. Make sure they don't get crap from the way they're talking to you. Make sure they're the last on the list, because they should be talking to you better. So with saying that, just make sure that you do go to your supervisor. The walkie situation was department heads. Key. It doesn't matter. People just come in. I need a walkie. I need to work, and I need a walkie. And they're rushing to get a walkie. And me in the walkie station, okay, hold on. I have to mark down who you are, and they're rushing or whatever. Okay, well, just come back within an hour. You don't need your walkie right now, as we're bringing everything in. Like, you don't need your walkie right now. So quit rushing me. They rush you for you to give it to them. You don't mark it down with the serial number. You don't mark it down. You don't even know who has this walkie. And then later on, what are you doing? Walking to people and say, what's your walkie number you have so I can write it down? No. When they come to get their walkie, it's 4 people in line. Hold on. Wait. You'll be fine. You're not dying. Grab the walkie, write it down. They're on their way. Get the next person. If somebody's huffing and puffing over, they're not giving me their walkie, they can come back in their walkie. But when you're not rushing yourself to make a mistake, they literally will calm down. So there are people that will try to rush you like they're so super busy and superior. You wait, it's walkie. You don't want to make the mistake, and you don't want to walk around like an idiot trying to get walkie numbers and serial numbers at the end or during the day to see who has it, or the next day. I think that's it really for production assistants. Just be on a team. Know your unit production manager always has your back. As much as sometimes I have production assistants think that I don't have their back. Production is a team. A lot of people don't like production. We are a team. Be careful with the chit chatter. Chit chatter goes around like no other. Somebody can come to me and say they heard something, and I've made the mistake. I made the mistake when I was not in management and kind of tell somebody, oh my gosh, I heard, blah, 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 blah. Heard it. Didn't say it was true. Let the person know that this was being told about them, and then later on, it was told to me that I'm the one that said it. Interesting. If I'm not somewhere seeing somebody doing something, I'm literally not going to say something that I didn't see, if that makes sense. And if I did see something, it is not my business if it's not harming work. Other than that, that's just production assistance. I know there's probably like a lot of other things, but just set up the crafty, set up the lunch, make sure the crew has everything in order, trash, bathrooms, making sure the house is, nice, the location is nice. That's really it. So see you next time with Real Talk with Virginia Wrights. Bye.